discussion still about discussing paragraph, but we are discussing it in different point of view. Yeah, if last week we try to analyze or to understand the paragraph for the purpose of reading, we try to understand what's the writer want to say in the paragraph itself. But now we are going to discuss it in different point of view, meaning that we are doing it, or we are going to discuss it for the purpose of writing, how to develop a paragraph itself. Yeah, if last week we tried to understand main idea or the message that is delivered by the writer, but now we are trying to learn how to make a paragraph. Yeah, that's what we are going to do for this session. And we have 4 activities, of course. Then at the beginning, we are starting with the lecture or the class like now. And then afterward, we go to the Schoology for group discussion, or before the group discussion, you need to watch the video about paragraph reviewing, paragraph structure. And then I also uploaded the video that we have it in the previous session. Yeah, the sample of paragraph, if I'm not mistaken, that is for the reference of you to make the paragraph or to do the exercise, the group exercise itself. And after the group discussion, you go to the individual exercise, and then it will be open at 10. And then the due for the individual exercise is until 12:30. But for the group discussion is until 12. So I think you have enough time, I think, to do the exercise. And as usual, you have 2 attempts to try or to answer the question. But what I will take, or the score that I will take, is the average. Nanti mungkin yang diambil adalah yang rata-rata, bukan yang the highest. So you must be careful on this one. And again, I remind you to answer the question in the individual exercise. Not you have to read the instruction carefully. Usually what I ask is to fill or to answer it only by letters, not the sentence or the phrase itself. Because this is checked by system, right? So the key itself is by letters, not the sentences or the phrase itself. Even though your answer is correct, but you fill the whole one, not only the letters, it will be the system will regard it as incorrect. Nanti kalau Anda menjawabnya lengkap dengan tulisan, dengan kalimatnya, kemungkinan salah, karena yang diminta adalah cuma hurufnya saja, misalkan seperti itu. Jadi jangan ada lagi yang komplain tentang saya rasanya jawabannya betul, but it is regarded as incorrect, because you do not follow, or you did not follow the instruction. Okay, now let's start with our first activity. Is what is it then? Discussing the paragraph development itself. Okay, let me show you the screen. Ada pasirnya yang paling beras. Okay, last week we know from, we learned that a paragraph is a group of sentences that has a main idea, one main idea, and supporting ideas. So it seems that we are talking about the abstract one, talking about the ideas, right? But the ideas itself can be represented in a sentence, or the main idea can be represented in a sentence that is called as topic sentence. Ya, jadi kalau minggu lalu kita ngebahas ya, kalau paragraf itu merupakan apa? Kumpulan kalimat yang terdiri dari pikiran utama dan pikiran penjelas. Ya, kalau ngomongin pikiran kan abstrak. Ya. So it must be what is it then? Implemented, or it must be written in a sentence. So the main idea can be written as a sentence in a topic sentence actually. Ya, bisa dibuat atau dituliskan di dalam satu kalimat ya, yang disebut dengan topic sentence, or in bahasa Indonesia we call it as kalimat utama. And the rest of the paragraph itself, if in reading we call it as the supporting ideas atau pikiran penjelas, it can be also written in sentences, and what we call is the supporting sentences, kalimat utama. And this concept, it would be easier, to write, or in writing, in reading, you've got the concept of ideas, to catch the ideas, because sometimes or often we cannot find any sentence that can represent the whole idea of the paragraph, because the paragraph is abstract. But in writing, maybe we are going to start with the concrete one when the topic is, or when the main idea is written in the topic sentence. Ya, jadi supaya memudahkan mungkin kita belajar dari kalimat utama yang merupakan juga pikiran utama gitu ya, main idea. That's what we call is the topic sentence. So in this concept, we learn that the paragraph is a series of sentences that develop one topic. Ya, jadi kalau satu paragraf pasti ngomongin satu topik ya, dan berisi kalimat yang menerangkan tentang topik itu. That's a paragraph itself. And the topic sentence, talking about the topic sentence or kalimat utama in bahasa Indonesia, I think you will learn this concept in PPKI in bahasa Indonesia later in the semester, kalimat utama. So you learn that topic sentence or kalimat utama is a sentence that introduces a topic, that what is it then? Mengenalkan topik So sorry then about this one. So I just want to, I have to do something first then, just a while, or wait a moment. Okay, sorry then for that one. So talking about the topic sentence, yeah, topic sentence is a sentence we have already learned last week, yeah, about topic sentence. Topic sentence actually is a sentence that introduces a topic. Yeah, sometimes the writer tell the main idea in the topic sentence. Ya, if the topic sentence can represent the whole idea. Ya, kadang-kadang ya si penulis langsung menuliskan kalimat apa pikiran utamanya itu di kalimat utama ya. But not always. As you know that in a certain kind of paragraph, see, I think you still remember about what is it then the pattern of question answer when the topic sentence is the questions. Yeah, how do the laws help us in our life, for example, that one, that is a topic sentence but not the main idea, because the main idea must be a statement, not a question. Yeah, but topic sentence can be a question. Oke, itu ya. Jadi yang Anda pelajari gitu. Jadi kalau Anda membuat the main idea atau topic sentence berupa main idea, ya, don't write in a question but in a statement, ya, dalam buat a statement. Oke,
Sir, excuse me, but you are muted, sir.
okay. We have learned the topic sentence last week. Yeah, as you know that the topic sentence is a sentence that introduces the topic, but sometimes the writer uh, tell the main idea in the topic sentence, but the topic sentence itself is not always the main idea. Yeah, as you know that last week we learned that in a kind of paragraph, you still remember about how do the laws help us in our life, for example, right? There, the topic sentence is a question, but that is not the main idea. Ya, because the main idea it must be a statement, not a question. Ya, jadi pasti kalau topik sentence itu kalau main idea itu berupa pernyataan ya, bukan berupa pertanyaan. Tapi kalau topik sentence can be a question ya. Bisa berupa tapi ya apa fungsinya hanya mengenalkan, dia akan membahas tentang laws, misalkan tentang how do the laws help us in our life. That's what is it then the difference between topic sentence and main idea. But I think to make it easier in our what is it then in our activity or when writing a paragraph, we start with a topic sentence that also the main idea. Ya, kita mulai aja belajar menulis paragraf itu dari apa topik sentence yang berupa main idea gitu ya, itu lebih mudah mungkin ya untuk dipelajari daripada nanti Anda membuatnya dengan implied main idea. Ya, kita mulai dengan explicit directly stated main idea atau explicitly stated main idea. Yeah. And the question is,
Maaf Pak, suaranya ke-unmute lagi kayaknya.
okay, sorry. Baik. Padahal nggak keklik ya. Oke, nggak apa-apa. Thank you then. Nah ya, after the topic sentence, we got that the rest of the paragraph will explain the topic sentence or develop uh, the topic sentence itself. If the text or develop the main idea, yeah, if the main idea is written in the topic sentence. Okay, that's what we call as the supporting sentences. And maybe at the end, we have the concluding sentence to remind the readers, this is the main idea. Ya, jadi bisa kan Anda tahu ya waktu minggu kemarin ya. Jadi setelah topic sentence ada supporting sentences, ada concluding sentence. Meskipun concluding sentence is not a must in a paragraph. Ya, usually it is used when the paragraph is quite long and the writer needs to remind the readers this is the main idea. Ya, biasanya kalau paragrafnya agak panjang dia takut si pembacanya lupa ya apa main idea yang ingin disampaikannya. So the writer usually complete it or provide it with the concluding sentence. Okay, let me show you an example of the paragraph itself. Is another example, yeah. So this is just to remind you to our previous discussion about the paragraph. That a paragraph can consist of three big parts. Yeah, the main idea, the support, the topic sentence, the supporting sentences, and the concluding sentence. In this paragraph, we can identify that the first sentence is the topic sentence. Okay, can you mention what is the topic of this? Yeah, it is said that the topic sentence is a sentence that introduces the topic. Can you find what is the topic of this? Vivina, can you mention what do you think the topic of this?
Maybe it's about
Yeah, just relax. Take it easy.
hama, what we can call hama maybe.
Hama, about past. Can you say specifically, or can you mention specifically what kind of past that is discussed here?
Yang rats, sorry.
Yeah, this paragraph talks about rats, right? That is the topic. What the writer want to say about rats? Apa yang ingin disampaikan oleh si penulis tentang rats?
Yang through the centuries rats have managed to survive. What you can call it? The way to mengusir mereka gitu.
Gimana, Pipina?
The way to make them apa sih? Kayak cara mengusir mereka gitu, Pak.
Okay. Berlin, can you help Pipina? Can you find what the writer want to say about rats?
In my opinion,
Do you agree that about rats?
Pardon, sir?
Do you agree that the topic is rats?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's not really specific, I think.
yeah. What the writer want to say about rats?
In my opinion, writer wants to tell our effort to destroy the rats.
Mhm. Our, you mean that the topic is about our report, destroy the rats, or rats itself? What the writer want to say about rats? So I think Pepina is what is it then? Is true that it's about rats, but the problem is then what the writer want to say about rats. Maybe Sela wants to give an opinion about this.
Maybe tell about rats as pets that are difficult to get rid of. Sure.
Yeah, rat is difficult to destroy, right? Ya itu yang mau di ini kan ya kan gitu yang mau di apa tuh mau disampaikan ya. Uh, Even though even the human or people trying to get rid of them, yeah, to destroy them, so but still they still survive. That is uh, the idea that the writer want to say. Yeah? So you can find here that the sensor has managed to survive. Still, they still survive even though with all efforts to destroy them. Yeah. So that is the topic and also the main idea here, right? Okay. And the writer try to describe or try to explain uh, why the he or she say that rats always or still survive even though with any efforts to destroy them. Yeah, they give or he or she gives some examples here, including the effort to poison, to trap, the fumigated, blooded, germ atomic, but still they survive, right? So, in the other words, in the conclusion, he said that, yeah, in spite all efforts like this one, yeah, to get rid of the rats, still they survive. Yeah, though they prove to be indestructible. Ya, indestructible itu tidak bisa di hancurkan ya, tidak bisa dimatikan. So we can identify that this paragraph consists of what is it here? Main idea, right? The topic sentence has also the main idea, and we got also the second red line, yeah, or the ending of the paragraph itself is the concluding sentence. Yeah, that's an example of paragraph. Yeah, in or how to develop a paragraph. So we can conclude, or we can what is it then? We can make a concept that to develop a paragraph, yeah, we have a method. Yeah, we have a certain method in developing a paragraph. The common one is by giving examples. After the topic sentence, it is supported by some examples. Ya, yang tadi itu mungkin bisa berupa examples ya. Apa yang tadi dengan caranya itu, contohnya fumigated, poison, flooded gitu ya, atomic bomb, that are the giving the example to kill or to get rid of the rats, yeah, or to destroy the rats. But it doesn't work. Ya, itu. That is the way to develop a paragraph. And another way is by giving details. Yeah. If we, what is it then? If we want to describe an object, for example, we give a detail, we tell a detail about the the size, about the color, about the shape, for example. That are the details about an object. For example, an elephant is a very unique animal. The ears are very big, yeah, and the nose is very long. It's like what we call as a trunk. Yeah, itu giving details. Yeah, how to describe that an elephant is very unique animal. Ya, misalkan gitu. And then we can also develop a topic by telling an incident. For example, when we talk about a plane, for example, or airplane. Airplane is very or flying an airplane is very dangerous. Yeah, and then we got some incidents out of 100 flight. Once got an accident, for example, ya, tapi itu cuma contoh. Jadi mengembangkan paragraf itu bisa dengan menjelaskan topik sentence-nya itu berupa apa, supporting sentence-nya itu berupa peristiwa gitu ya, insiden atau beberapa fakta yang lain. Or in another word, to develop a paragraph, we have some methods. Ya, ada beberapa metode selain tadi giving examples, ya, and then explaining from the general to specific. Ya, tadi contohnya gajah itu kan kita menerangkan dari yang umum yang bisa ke yang khusus gitu ya, yang kecil-kecil, from the general to the detail. Ya. And we have some other ways or some other methods of developing or making a paragraph. Maybe we can define the topic itself, yeah, and then we describe the definition, yeah, in the topic sentence with the supporting sentences. Yeah, for example, when we define a computer, for example. So how can we define a computer? We can say that a computer is an electronic machine that can process data and information. Yeah. The electronic machine itself is provided with some programs. Gitu ya. Jadi kalau Anda menerangkan suatu topik dengan menggunakan definition, you define first about the topic, and then you describe or you explain the definition itself. Yeah. And then another one is by classifying the topic. Yeah, you know that, so we have an animal kingdom, and in the world there are around 5. What is it then? The animal kingdom consists of 5. What is it then? Families or some other things? Okay, and then some animal can be classified as mammals, for example. Yeah, when they breastfeeding the baby, for example. And then another one is a reptile. So when the skin can be adjusted from the hot to from the high to low temperature, for example. So in the other word, when we develop a paragraph by using classification, we try to group the topic into a certain class, ya, atau mengkelompokkan ke dalam beberapa kelas atau grup, ya, kategori. Yeah. And then another one is by process analysis paragraph. We develop a paragraph by describing the topic sentence in step-by-step process or in step-by-step activities. Yeah, we can use first. There are a complicated process in, for example, in apa ya, in replacing or there are some there are some steps in uh, and in replacing blown out tire, for example. First of all, you have to loosen the nut and then you set up the hijack to replace the tire itself. So it seems to be, or it consists of some steps, yeah, activities, step-by-step activities. And then another way of developing a paragraph, telling, maybe you can tell the cause and effect, yeah, or cause and result, for example. Yeah, when you try to use the causal relationship between one event to another event. Yeah, for example, like smoking is very dangerous for our health. Yeah, when you smoke, you inhale a poisonous substance into your lung, and the substance itself can destroy the alveoli in the lung, and the destruction of alveoli leads to the failure in keeping the oxygen in the lung itself and fail to distribute the oxygen to the cells in our body, and it will lead to the death, for example. That's the cause and effect. Yeah, showing the reason and also the results. Yeah, and the argument and persuasion, when the writer try to present some opinions, yeah, maybe the pro and the cons, or the one that support and the ones that against an idea, yeah, or maybe the writer try to persuade the readers, yeah, to do something. And then the writer can also develop a paragraph by comparing the topic. Yeah, maybe the writer tried to compare two different things. Yeah, and the basic or of comparison is to tell the similarities and differences. Yeah, that's the comparison paragraph. Okay, now let me show you the examples of the paragraph development itself, and I want you to identify what kind of paragraph development of this following paragraph. Emika, Rebecca, what do you think of this paragraph? I mean, what kind of paragraph development that the writer used in developing this paragraph? Mika, are you with us?
Yes, sir. I think it's paragraph development definition, sir.
How do you know its definition? How do you know the definition?
In first sentence, it say lightning is a dangerous problem, so dangerous that we need to understand it better.
Do you think that this is the definition of lightning itself?
Yes, sir.
Oh, really? Lightning is a problem, isn't it? Do you think that the writer want to say in this paragraph that lightning is a problem, not lightning is a certain kind of phenomenon, for example, like this one? Yang mana kalau Anda menyebutkan definisi, di mana si penulis itu mendefinisikan lightning? Okay, maybe David Sah can help. I agree that the paragraph is, or the method to develop this paragraph is defining or definition. But how do we know that this is, or the writer use definition paragraph? Okay, David, what do you think of this?
I have a different answer. I think the method of this paragraph is classification, sir.
Classification. So what do you think the topic is?
The topic is about lightning, I think.
If you think that it is a classification, so my question is, how the writer classify lightning?
In this paragraph, there are three main things that this movement of electricity occurs when three main things take place. I think that is a classification of this paragraph, I think, sir.
Ya, kan maksudnya klasifikasi dari lightning itu. Apakah si penulis itu menyebutkan ada berbagai macam jenis lightning gitu? Lightning apa gitu. Do you think so? Ya? Begitu nggak? Kalau Anda menyebutkan, if you think that this what is it then, the writer use classification or classification to develop the topic lightning. Gimana nih yang lain nih? Coba siapa lagi? Armela.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What do you think of this paragraph? What the method used by the writer in developing this paragraph?
I think Mika and David is right. It's the method is define and classification. Both.
Both. Okay. If you think that this is defining, how do we know that is defining, and where the author define lightning?
In sentence, in second and third sentence, the author said, let's define the lightning, and
we have the word define. We have the word. And
yes. In the third sentence, the author defined the lightning. Lightning is the movement.
Okay. So can you see the marker atau penanda ya? Marker itu penanda bahwa itu definisi. Apa tuh?
The word is. The word is.
Ya. Meskipun ini ada is juga, ya, but it is not a definition, right? Yeah. But here you say that this is definition. What is the difference? Ya, kalau Anda mendefinisikan sesuatu gitu ya. Coba Anda definisikan gajah, coba. Gimana caranya?
Elephant is a big animal.
Ya, berarti Anda memasukkan dulu ke grup yang lebih besar gitu ya. Anda mesti menentukan dulu bahwa elephant is not food, is not building, is not something else, for example. But you decide in a group or in a big group that elephant is a big animal. What is the difference between elephant and rhino, for example? Rhino, ya, rhinoceros. Itu kan big animal juga.
Elephant has elephant has belalai.
Has long trunk.
Yes.
Itu, trunks and
Big ear.
big ears. Ya, begitu cara Anda membedakan antara gajah dengan binatang yang lain ya. Jadi pertama Anda memasukkan dulu ke dalam grup yang lebih besar. Apa itu? Elephant is a big animal. It's not enough then, right? Because you have to differentiate between elephants and other animals. Elephant is a big animal that has long trunks and big ears. Itu yang membedakan. Jadi apa ininya ya, apa rumusnya kalau mendefinisikan berarti grup setelah Anda memasukkan ke grup yang lebih besar selain tadi ya. Ada verb is misalkan. Selain is itu apa sih? Untuk definisi itu selain is apa? Ada yang lain bisa tahu? Nah, kalau dia mendefinisikan selain is ada kata lain yang biasa dipakai apa? Oke, ada yang lain tahu?
Means, sir.
Means, that's good. Ya, artinya atau berarti selain means apa? Ada yang lain tahu? Oke. Bisa pakai refer to atau refers to, ya gitu. Jadi ada penandanya verb to be seperti is, means, atau refer to, and then followed by the big group of the object that we define itself. Lightning itu grupnya adalah merupakan movement of electricity. What things that differ lightning and other things like apa korsleting gitu ya, apa bahas shortcut ya itu ya, kalau shortcut circuit itu apa korslet ya gitu ya. Apa yang membedakannya? Kalau shortcut kan from one cable to another cable ya, but lightning is from one part of the cloud to another. Ya, jadi apa yang membedakan gajah dengan yang lain sama-sama big animal rhino itu? Membedakannya long trunks and big ears, ya gitu ya. Jadi kalau Anda mendefinisikan, if you are trying to define a thing, you try to use a verb, a certain verbs like to be, means, or refers to, and then put the object into a big groupers and give a characteristic, a special characteristic that distinguish between the object itself and the other ones. And the other, you can, if you look at this one, it describes the group itself. This movement of electricity occurs when three main things take place. Nah, gitu ya caranya Anda supaya apa tuh nyambung gitu, baru kalau istilahnya baru nyambung ya, nanti minggu depan kita ngebahas tentang coherence. Baru Anda nerangkan tentang movement electricity and so on here. Ya, until the end. Okay, that is the principle of definition paragraph or paragraph method of development, yeah, by defining. Okay, now look at another example here. How can you define this one? How can you identify this? What kind of paragraph is this? Maybe Ayub Adisa Putra?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ayub, can you identify what method of development does the writer use to make this paragraph?
I think it's classification.
Classification. How do you know that is classification?
Karena isinya itu menjelaskan tentang berbagai jenis tanaman gitu yang merambat.
Yeah. So we got some markers here. Apa markersnya? Penandanya apa biasanya? Kalau di dalam classification?
Jenis.
Ada classes. Ya, kan classification. Ada group kan gitu ya. Ada classes. And then types. Ya. So topiknya sendiri adalah finds. Yeah. How the writer classify finds? Bagaimana dia mengklasifikasikannya? Berdasarkan apa? Based on? Based on the way they grow. Ya. Kalau they grow roots to hold a flat surfaces, itu root climbing ya. Ada lagi yang climber root steps. Whimsical, they wrap the stems around the trees. Jadi dia merangkul tanaman lain itu ya. And then tendril plants, ya, that climb because the stems grow when they touch something hard. Kalau ada yang baru nempel ke benda keras, dia tumbuh gitu ya gitu. So that is the classification paragraph. Basically, it consists of some markers like classes, types, and some. Ya, itu dia menggunakan classification. Okay, let's look at another one. Siti Dea. Siti, are you with us? Yeah, Siti, what do you think? The method of paragraph development that the writer used in this paragraph. Process analysis. How do we know it? How do we? How do you know that this is a process analysis?
Else in the text.
Ya, baik.
Ada di situ ada 5 steps.
Ada steps by step activities ya. So we have 5 steps, and then the first, the second, the third, fourth, and the fifth. Ya, jadi apa penandanya apa? Selain steps, ada penanda Apa? Ya, numbers ya, enumeration. Ya, pengurutan apa aktivitas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first firstly, secondly, thirdly, fourthly, and finally, for example, like that one. That the markers that usually used for a process analysis paragraph. Okay, and then we turn to another one. What do you think of this? Bayu Satrio.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you think the paragraph development of this, the method of paragraph development that is used?
I think cause and effect, sir.
Cause and effect. No, that is cause and effect.
Because first statement is what caused us to think and feel the way we do. So that's um, a question about cause, and the word after that show us the effect.
Yeah. What are the causes, Bayu?
Yes, sir.
What are the causes here?
Because of what we have learned through such source as the family, the school.
Aha.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We have learned to such sources from family, school, and the media. Yang mana yang topik sentence-nya, Bayu? And the effect-nya apa tadi? The effect-nya apa? Kalau cause-nya learning through such sources as the family, school, and the media, efeknya apa? Ya, halo Bayu, where's Bayu nah?
Yes, sir.
Nah, efeknya apa Bayu? Tadi itu kalau dari causesnya ya, learning through such sources as the family, school, and the media is the causes, and the effect is
Effect is we get our ideas from our family, and yeah, that's
you need to think and feel the way we do. Do you think that this is the main idea? What causes us to think and feel the way we do?
yes, sir. I think that's
Ini main idenya?
no, sir. I think in the last paragraph,
In the last paragraph. Oh, really?
in the last
paragraph?
statement.
The last paragraph or the second sentence? Not the last paragraph. The last
sentence. The
second sentence. Ini topic sentence, but topic sentence is in the question. It's not the main idea, but the main idea is in the second one. Okay? Now, let's turn to the last one here. Siapa ya? Evi Pujianti. What is the method of paragraph development? Effie, are you with us? It seems that Effie is absent in this class. Okay, how about Firda Jati Wulan? Firda?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you think the paragraph development, the method of paragraph development that the writer used in this paragraph?
I think this paragraph comparison, sir.
Comparison, what are compared? Apa yang dibandingkan?
Talking and writing speech.
Talking. How do we know that is comparison?
Because
what are the marker? Penandanya apa nih?
let's look at some ways they are alike and different, sir.
Kata alike and different, yeah, talking about similarities and differences. We got another one like both talking about similarities, right? But on the other hand, talking about the contrast, the similarities. Okay, that's how to develop a paragraph from the topic sentence, and then you have to practice it, how to develop a paragraph in a group discussion. Yeah, you have to write 5 paragraphs, but it's the theme is different from one group to another one, and you don't have to write related paragraph. Yeah, the topic cannot be, what is it then, should not be related from one paragraph to another paragraph. Ya, jadi topiknya satu misalkan tentang health gitu ya, tentang health. But it's too general talking about health. You can choose more specific one, but it is not necessarily connected to another sentence or another paragraph. Ya, tidak harus berkaitan dengan paragraf yang berikutnya. Ya, jadi yang saya tuliskan di situ memang tema yang luas gitu ya, tapi Anda bisa mungkin akan lebih memudahkan Anda cari topik yang lebih spesifik dari itu ya, tapi temanya masih tentang itu. Okay, that's what you have to do in the group discussion and the individual exercise. As usual, you have to answer the question. Then remember, when you have to choose the answer, only write the letters, not the whole sentences or the, what is it then, the phrase itself. Okay, any question before we leave? Okay, and if you have any problems, you can contact me by chatting through the MS Teams, right? And then don't forget to check this your attendance in CX. Okay, everyone, have a nice day. See you next week then.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Have a nice day too, sir. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, sir.
See you.